Gorilla, Pele, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I am not opening any original art, my friend. Not today, and probably not tomorrow either. It is good to see you, RB3, brother. As always, thank you for joining there. Logan, forever, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So, Sean Austin, it's good to see you. It's good to see all you guys. I'm glad you guys were able to make it here to hang out with me for just a little bit. We are going to get started. We're going to do an unboxing. It's a pre-order that I sent off for, oh man, it's maybe been a month and a half or so since I ordered this stuff. I honestly can't even remember what's in the box, but I got it from MyComicShop. It just arrived. I was in my bedroom on a phone call and I watched the mailman walk up to the front door with it. And so I wanted to unbox it for you guys. But before I get to the unboxing, I want to do a couple of shout outs. I've been trying to do a better job of supporting other people out there in the community that are putting out good content. And there are some guys that I watch on a regular basis and always comment. There's some people I watch and don't comment because I'm watching while I'm driving, and it's a whole danger situation. And there's some people I honestly just haven't gotten around to watch. So I've been trying to spread the love a little bit. One of those guys that I wanted to shout out is Rush Die Hard. He has a video. It's been viewed like 2,200 times or something like that. It's like his top 100 video. It was a really good video. It took me 3 settings to get through it, just because it is a long video, because it's a lot of books, and so it took me 3 times to really get through it. But it was a solid video. I enjoy watching it. Awesome books, and he has a lot of high-grade, unslabbed raw books that I got a kick out of seeing. So that was very cool. He sent me a wonderful email this evening that I really just appreciate. I appreciate anyone that takes the time to say thank you, because they don't have to. So when people do it, I really appreciate it. But he sent me a wonderful email tonight expressing like his appreciation for the content that I put out and the thought that goes into it. And I really appreciated that. Technically, it's the least that he can do, given that video was 45 minutes, but no, joking, of course. Another guy that I watch, a Canadian, Jim Comics. I watched one of his videos today. I watch Jim on a regular, rarely comment, but watch a lot of his videos and definitely enjoyed it. I saw one guy that I started watching a long time ago that I always watch. He puts out some of the longest, most interesting videos around, and I watch them end to end, primarily because of 2 things. The dude's voice and his content is solid, and that's Comics Explained. If you're not following this dude, you are missing out. Just solid content. I learn a lot by watching this guy's videos. They are high quality, high production stuff with lots of just great, and I don't know whether this guy is reading from a script or he's doing it off the top of his head, but it is impressive. So check him out. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Tony Sanders, a fan of this channel. I'm a fan of this guy. I absolutely love the content that he puts out. He has his 100 subscribers contest going on right now. He is giving away a Secret Wars number 8. So super pleased to support Tony Sanders' effort. And this guy reached 100 subs, and I think he's headed for another 100 relatively quickly. So he has this contest going on. Head over to his page, check it out. I'll be doing a support video for him, and I would encourage you guys to go by, watch it, and if you can, try to create some content to support his channel. And as part of that, I want to give a shout out to his buddy, my buddy, Whitewell Comics, also somebody that I watch on a regular basis. Make sure you sub him up. Whitewell has put out 2 great videos in the last couple of days. One of them is his top 50, which I think is pretty darn good. And he put out another that I was a little lost on. It was his top 10 independent comics. I'm not an independent guy. You know, I'm not a big 3 guy, a DC, Marvel, Image guy. I am a Marvel guy. I'm a company man, right? Make my Marvel. But I think what Whitewell was doing is outstanding, because there's a lot of people that enjoy independent comics. They want to expand their horizons. They want to read something that's different. And so he did a really, really good spotlight on a lot of these independent comics. I think there was even some like rock in there. So if you like rock, if you like independent, check out White Whale Comics' last video that he put out. And then lastly, I want to shout out my man C. Woodard. I was watching C. Woodard on my way home. He was doing some unboxing stuff of some books that he picked up recently. And then he also did his contest drawing, and I actually got off right before he did it. I was watching him while driving home, got off, and then I looked at my messages on my YouTube, and he had actually sent me a message because I won his contest. So shout out to C. Woodard for putting out good content. Shout out to him for putting this contest on. And then thankfully, I was the winner of it. I actually don't even know what the prize is. It really doesn't matter because I did the video to support his channel the same way that I'm going to do the video for Tony Sanders. So there you go. Those are my shout outs. Comics with Bueller, welcome to the chat. Comics Bueller is saying that this channel right here is one of his favorite channels, and he's hoping to get a sleeveless tank like the one that I'm wearing. Brother, I rarely wear sleeves, as you know. So this is by Built. I wear Built tanks. I love their stuff, and that's why you always see the little B on the shirts. But I buy a lot of their stuff. When I find something that I like, I buy it. You know, I buy it in all the colors and sometimes multiples of those colors. So welcome to the chat, Bueller. Always a pleasure to have you here. Tony Sanders just got here. Welcome to you, brother. It is good to see all you guys hanging out here. And Bake the Snake, how you doing? It's good to see you. I've never seen your name before, so welcome to the live stream. And he says that he loves Comics Explained. Dude, that dude's voice is melodic. I'm gonna tell you, when I was still like doing fasting cardio first thing in the morning, I would get on the treadmill or the Stairmaster at 5 a.m. and I would have this guy on either the iPad or in my headphones, and I would listen to this guy just tell stories about, you know, different books, and it was mesmerizing, you know, and I really enjoy this dude's content. So if you're not following him, man, I highly recommend it. And then hopefully you guys heard all of my other shout outs here regarding C. Woodard, Tony Sanders, White Whale Comics, Comics Explained, Jim's Comics, and then Rush Die Hard. All great guys. All right. So Bake the Snake is saying yes, and the voice is solid. So we are going to unbox this little box right here that just came not that long ago. I love signed comics. Is good to see you. And Comics with Bueller, to get back to your question, brother, at some point when we become big, when this channel becomes big, like Comics with Bueller, maybe we'll get some shirts made. Sleeveless only, right? Maybe we'll get some shirts made with a logo like that one. I don't know if you guys have seen this on my Instagram feed. That is actually, my wife and I own a fitness company, and it's called Fit Bodies, and that is actually our actual silhouettes. My wife was a figure competitor for a while, and of course that is my side profile right there. Those are actual photos that we can convert it into a logo. So maybe one day when we become big like Comics with Bueller, or even better, big like Comics Explained, because I think that dude's following is ridiculously large. No, brother, I love signed comics. You did not miss a thing at all. Stay Puff, it's good to see you, brother. I saw you in C. Woodard's chat earlier today. All right, so they got some cool stuff in here, man. They have this thing set up with those edge protectors, so you can't bang the edge of the books. I think that's pretty cool. I've never seen anybody do that. They got the little styrofoam wedges in there in the corners, so that's cool. Never seen that. So this was my first time doing a pre-order of books. I've never done it before. And part of the reason why I did it was honestly for the experience of doing it, to see, you know, what it was about. And then also they were offering, I want to say it was like 33% off the books. And it's kind of hard to pass up a good sale, you know? So I don't know if I'll do it again, because there's a very long delay, as you know, with getting the pre-order in. I think, you know, part of the reason why I did it the way that I did, and maybe the reason that there was such a delay, is because I did not get I changed the frequency of delivery so that it wasn't like every week. It was a little bit more spread out. So Comic Pele is saying Comics Explained has like 800,000 followers. Bro, there aren't that many comic book readers out there. That is ridiculous. I don't know how the heck he does that. That is crazy. Oh, Comics with Bueller saying his daughter's doing her first fitness competition very soon. She's a little nervous. Hope to reach out to you to Pat. Brother, have her call me. Message me. I'll give you my number and then we can talk. I am happy to help anybody that is trying to do fitness because it is not an easy gig, but I'm going to tell you, it is one of the most fun things that you could possibly do. I actually just hooked a guy up just earlier today with a couple of different workouts. So I'm not saying you guys should message me about workouts, but somebody reached out to me and was like, hey, can you help me out? I want to try to get in shape. I'm like, absolutely. Anybody trying to help themselves, I am on board with that. So, yes, Tony Sanders is doing a little work in here. Yeah, have her give me a call, send me an email. I am happy to support your daughter in any way that I can possibly, you know. Do the MCU fans has been watching the films. Yeah, and that's what it is, Pele. I think that's what it is his videos aren't necessarily about the book per se so much as it is about the story, because he'll weave together multiple stories that are spread out over time, and he just tells a wonderful story in such a melodic way. I mean, I want to say that I think he has writers that actually write some of his content. I'm not taking anything away from the dude, but what he does is really impressive. You know, and I think he's got this other channel out there that he does where he talks about just other topics beyond comics. I haven't gotten into that one, but the comic stuff I absolutely love. So trust me, Bueller said he won't message me about workouts. All right, so the first book, and I don't even know what these books are. I don't even remember ordering this. Okay, so we have Silver Surfer #1 annual that just came through. I've never even seen that book before. Galactus in the background, so that's pretty cool. Stay Puft is saying he'll recount an entire story arc over me. Bro, it is crazy. And again, I don't know if this dude is doing it from memory or if he has a script and has the ability to read the script and make it sound like he is not reading the script. And if he is doing that either way, it is a talent. It is impressive what this guy does. And I try to take notes when I watch his videos because I want some of that success. I'll take 100,000. All right, next up, and this is one I did not pick up in the store, and I'm hoping, nope, there is no #1 here. This is Venom First Host #2. I did not pick up the #1, and I want to say that when I went to go order this, the #1 wasn't available. But this one's kind of cool, and then there's also a variant version of that as well, First Host. So there you go. Pele is saying if people aren't watching him, they're missing out. Yeah, it was crazy because at one point he never showed his face, and then he showed his face, and I was like, you look like that voice. You know how someone looks like their voice? He looked like his voice, but it was cool stuff. So I just bought this book the other day, Fantastic Four #2. I have not read it, and I want to say that Comics Explained actually did a video on this earlier today that I watched. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Bubs is saying congratulations on the win. Thank you, brother. I actually jumped off of C. Woodard's chat right before the announcement because I was listening to him on my way home and got home and needed to get out of the car to go see the family. And it wasn't until maybe 30-40 minutes ago that I saw that I had won because he put it up a post on my page. So that is very cool. Super excited about that. Does anybody know what I won? Does anybody know what the prize was? Because honestly, when I enter these contests, to some degree, I don't expect to win, right? I enter the contest to support the dude that is doing the contest to help that guy out. And it's not really about the prize, so I have no clue what I won. Comics Reviewer says, I look like my voice. You're a nut. All right, so I also just bought this book, and I'm not sure why it's in such a big bag. Goodness. Amazing Spider-Man annual #1. Look how big that bag is. Goodness gracious. Oh, got another one of these, and it is better than the one that I picked up in the store. That is cool. Amazing Spider-Man annual #1, the Del Otto. That's cool. Because the one that I picked up in the store had a little something going on in this corner. So that's cool. Stack of DC Comics. Nah, man. So I love signed comics. It better not be a stack of DC books. Here's to make it worse. A stack of signed DC books. Unless, ooh, check this out. Unless they are Jim Lee DC books, because that would be allowable. Jim Lee transcends DC and anybody else. So I was tagged earlier today. I think it's King of Golden State on Instagram. I think that's his name. Put up a really cool cover. My comment was gorgeous. That was my comment. And lo and behold, I actually ordered this book, The Life of Captain Marvel #3. I actually got the same book. Again, did not remember ordering this book at all, but it is a pretty cool cover, so definitely excited about that. Stay Puft, you better not send me a stack of Superman books, brother. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. The one bright side is when I do the trivia game, I know what I'll be giving away. All right. So hopefully all the DC guys out there know that I am just joking. I have nothing against DC. No, is it no? No way? Sanchez, how you doing? I love the comment. There you go. Comics with Bueller sent me a 35-pound box of books right as I was moving from one house to another. I was super thankful for that giveaway, brother. I would have liked that, what was that you gave away? The New Mutants 98? That would have been a cool gift as well. I am just saying, my friend. Literally just picked this up, and I think someone told me there were like, I don't know, 25 copies or different variants of this thing, and I ended up ordering the exact same one that I just picked up. How about that? This is Return of Wolverine #1. Cool book. I have it over here to the stack to the left of me. I don't know if I picked this one up. The Death of Inhumans #2. I think I may have missed this the week that it came out. I read #1 but did not get #2. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Got that. And I want to say that someone, I can't remember who, and I apologize. If it were you, I apologize. Someone sent me an AOK, and in the AOK, I want to say that it was Avengers Initiative, the first appearance of Vox. And again, my apology for not remember at the moment live on air exactly who it was. White Whale, how you doing? So RB3 asks if the box that Comics with Bueller sent me was heavier than the Gerber guides. Yes, it was. The Gerber guides were heavy, brother, and the mail lady, I think, has forgiven me. But yeah, the one that Bueller sent me was 35 pounds. It was definitely heavy. White Whale Comics, you missed your shout out, brother. You have to go back and watch the video from the beginning to see that. Did he say splash page? Funny. All right, so next up is another book that I already have a copy of. It is the Fantastic Four #1. Okay cover, okay read. I've heard that #2 is a lot better than #1. So fingers crossed that that is indeed true. And I think White Whale Comics is one of the guys that told me that it was actually pretty good. Oh, what is this? So hopefully someone can tell me what this is. It looks like a wraparound cover variant of Fantastic Four #1. I actually don't even remember ordering this, but it looks like it's a wraparound cover. I'll have to pull it out and take a look at it. One thing that I will tell you about these books that are coming from MyComicShop is that they appear to be in excellent shape. That was one of my fears with doing a pre-order, is that I might get books that were kind of damaged and banged up. That does not appear to be the case with these. I'm going to tell you right now that if I do another trivia game, and I will do another trivia game, I'm going to tell you one of the things that I'm going to give away is Amazing Spider-Man #4. And I say that because I think I have like 8 copies of it. Don't know how, but I swear that I have like 8 copies of this book right now. So this will be one of the things that ends up going away. So I love Signed Comics is saying is a connecting variant. So, oh, got it. So I'm guessing it connects to other #1s that I did not order. So this is a partial picture. But it's cool because it's got some cool characters on here. This is pretty cool. There's some cool folks on that cover. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've never seen it. in anyone else's video. But it's definitely a cool one. Definitely a cool cover. Got my man back here. If you guys want to see the helmetless Galactus, make sure you check out my last video. And hopefully everyone knows that that was just for fun. I wasn't saying to go out and buy that Hercules book. Next up is, I don't think I purchased this one. Punisher #1. I've seen it in several people's videos, but never picked it up. So there you go. And JD, you know we always do a recap, brother, because that is the polite thing to do. Next up, and I guess I did get it. The First Host #1. That's cool. So your First Host #1. And then the last book in the stack was Venom First Host #1 variant. So that was cool. The problem again with these pre-orders when you do them is I really did lose track of what I ordered and probably ended up buying doubles of these books already. So that's definitely not a good thing. Shout out to Boston Chris Comics for the follow. He actually just followed me live here right now. So shout out to Boston Chris Comics. If you are watching the channel as we speak, I appreciate you, brother. So let me get caught up here with the chat. Who dat is here? Is Who Dat here? Hello, Evan's here, JD's here. Who Dat Comics and Movies. Welcome to the chat, brother. It is good to see you. All right, so let me check to see if the wife is ready to watch Orange is the New Black, because I committed to watching that with her tonight. So I want to make sure that I honor that. Let me go through and see if I can get these things in some kind of order to be able to do the recap. So while we're sitting here, make sure that you guys check out Tony Sanders. He is doing an awesome contest right now where he is actually giving away, as part of his contest, he's giving away Secret Wars #8. So make sure you check him out. I hope to be able to do another trivia game sometime soon. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe the week after. I am also playing around. Johnny, how you doing? Thanatos, is good to see you, brother. I am also playing around with the idea of a giveaway contest, and I'm really calling it more of a customer appreciation giveaway, right, versus a contest. And I'm leaning towards some really cool prizes that I think people will be happy with. So more to come on that soon, but I'm hoping to do the trivia game again. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe the weekend after. Let me think more about it, and then I'll come up with some kind of date and kind of put you guys out there to so you guys can join, because that was pretty fun. All right, so let's run through these books one more time as a recap. Did he say I love you all? Oh, RB3 says I should give away Fantastic Four 48, 49, and 50. No, I won't. My wife does not collect comics at all. My wife tolerates me talking about comics because she's a good wife and pushed me into collecting again. She tolerates me, but she does not collect comics. Not at all. It's not her thing. But yeah, she definitely supports it. She lets me do my thing. Because it makes me happy. It gives me something to do with my free time instead of bugging her. But comics are not her thing. So, all right, she is not ready yet. So we'll keep going. Plan on adding more graded books to your wall. So Johnny, to the wall behind me, no, I am not going to add anything to the wall behind me. And part of the reason for that is I have 2 young kids. And my kids will sometimes come into my room. And so they are actually relatively tall kids, right? So I have a stack of the BCW plastic bins down here. So they actually stand on those sometimes or sit on them. And they are actually tall enough to almost reach some of the books back there. So I don't want to put a row below for fear of them knocking them off the wall. So, and then there's no room to go above. What I am going to do is to put a row of books in front of me here. And honestly, there is a wall here to my left that I'm actually thinking about putting some original art on at some point. So I'm going to keep this wall bare for the moment. Right now, there is a whiteboard up here on the wall, and on that whiteboard, whenever I have ideas for videos or books that I want to buy, I actually write them on the whiteboard to kind of remind myself. But eventually, that whiteboard will be removed and it'll be replaced by some original art up there. So Gorilla, I hear you on the good wife thing. The crazy thing, bro, is that my wife, when I really stopped competing, she was like, you need to do something with your free time, right? And while I was away for business traveling, she actually went out and bought a collection for me. She bought a collection, and when I came home from the trip, she was like, do you want your Christmas present early? And I was like, well, who doesn't? So she literally gave me a collection, and it was a large collection. It took me about 2 weeks to kind of sort through it, bring the two collections together, you know, sorting out the duplicates, and then to catalog everything. It was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. And that's where I got bit by the collecting bug again and started collecting again. So my wife is definitely a good person, super supportive woman. She was super supportive about, you know, me being a competitor, and she's super supportive about what we do right now. So can't really complain. The cool thing is I do have a door on my room here, but you know, I typically don't even come in the room until the kids are in the bed, right? But sometimes on like the weekends, I'll be in here during the day. The kids want to come in for a little bit, so you know, I let Gorilla said, does my wife have a sister? Yes, she has two, and they're both married. So JD, yeah, JD's got a wife that actually does his unboxing. I think Tony Sanders has a wife that films for him, and White Whale has a wife that is in videos with him. I don't know that it gets any better, right? She's in there. She doesn't necessarily collect, right? I know that from the video, but she reads comics and she definitely supports him. So my wife is a good person. There is no doubt about that, man. No doubt about it. So, oh, cool. Yeah. All right, I'll take a look at that. I think Pele, you were talking to me, so definitely. Comics with Bueller is a nut. He asked if my wife's sisters are happily married. Yes, brother. Don't be breaking up marriages over here. We take that stuff seriously. You guys are nuts. You really are. So Pele said he tagged me on Instagram with a variant. He just got a Return of Wolverine #1, the 1 for 25 edition. Oh, wow. I definitely want to see that. So I heard something, and I haven't read the book, that he is basically wearing what's that Chinese restaurant? I can't even think of, like a Pei Wei. He's wearing like a waiter's uniform, right? The black sting or something like that. I told you before. So I heard his new uniform isn't the uniform that we see on the cover. He's got like a new one. It's like black and white or something like that. So what's funny, TJ, is that we recently visited some relatives in Illinois, and they actually have cows on their property. And there is a current that runs through the cow fence to keep the cows in the pen. JD, thank you for the reminder, brother. It is P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's. There we go. Got the best of it. All right, so let's run through these comics one more time to give you guys a recap. Oh, actually, before I do that, I want to recap a couple of guys that I enjoy watching their videos. I've been trying to spend more time supporting the guys that support me and commenting on the guys that, you know, I watch on a regular. So a couple of cool guys. Rush Die Hard, awesome video, top 100. It is 45 minutes long, but it is a solid video of some awesome books. He's got a lot of high grade, non-slabbed books. So that was pretty cool. He sent me a wonderful email this evening that I really appreciated. Jim's Comics, watch our Canadian brother often, checked out one of his videos today. Comics Explained, huge fan of this guy. He did a video that I just watched today, and it was basically like characters that are too powerful for the movies. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. He also did one kind of woven in there was an update on, no, that was a separate video on the Fantastic Four. And I think it was based on the Fantastic Four 2 book that just came out, I think. Shout out to C. Woodard for his recent contest. I actually won that contest. I don't know what I won, but I'm super excited about that. And then shout out to Tony Sanders for his 100 subs contest. He is doing a cool contest. Head over to his channel, sub him up. if you get a chance, enter the contest. I'm definitely going to record a video to support my brother. And then also White Whale Comics putting out some awesome content, dry humor, just deadpan humor. Absolutely love this guy's content. He's got a top 50 video and a top 10 independent book, so check them out. But just a couple of cool guys that I watch on a regular basis that I wanted to take a moment to shout out. And of course, Comics with Bueller, always watch his stuff. Comics, Coffee, and Comments. Number 18. Here are the books that I just picked up as part of my MyComicShop pre-order. It was the Silver Surfer #1 annual. Very cool cover there. Venom First Host #2. Very cool book right there. Here is the variant of that Venom First Host right there. White Whale Comics, you're very welcome, my brother. Fantastic Four #2. I already picked a copy of this up, so I have another copy. I also have a copy of this book, Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. It's an okay cover, nothing too sexy. But speaking of sexy, there you go, the Del Otto Annual #1 of Amazing Spider-Man. Super sexy book. That is an awesome pose right there. And continuing with the sexiness, The Life of Captain Marvel #3. Don't even remember ordering this book, but who cares, because the cover is pretty darn cool and hopefully the story is okay. The Return of Wolverine. And Pele, I will check out your tag as soon as I can. Death of Inhumans #2. Fantastic Four #1, a little bit of a snoozer of a book, but I've heard that #2 is better. Next Trivia Night prize, Amazing Spider-Man #4. So you guys can get ready for that, because that is coming your way. Fantastic Four variant #1. Again, a snoozer of a book, but that's an awesome cover. Hey, Kingpin Comics, it's good to see you, brother. Punisher #1, I've heard good things about this book. Didn't get a chance to pick it up, but definitely I've heard good things and I'm looking forward to reading it. The cover's okay. Not the greatest, but it is an okay looking cover there. And then Venom First Host #1. Think this is Donny Cates? No, that's not Donny Cates, but it is Mark Bagley. Can't go wrong with Mark Bagley. And that'll bring me to my last point in just a second. And then we have Venom First Host Variant Edition #1. So that's definitely cool right there. At least Fantastic Four #1 had some great variant covers. They're better. Yeah, the covers were definitely better than the book. Because that one that they did, the portraits of them, I thought was pretty cool. There was the one with Johnny Storm in the middle where he had his flame going and everyone was kind of glowing from the flame. I don't remember who did it, but that was a really cool cover. Yeah, JD's agreeing with Pele's comment there, because definitely the book was a little bit of a snoozer, you know, so getting caught up here. Yep, I think everyone kind of agrees with that. Yeah, so isn't Ramos on ASM for the next couple? I want to say Ryan Otley's coming back for 12. Is that true? I think I heard that. I'm hoping the FF books pick up, because you know what? So here's the thing. I've only become an FF fan since I started reading the original series 1. Like that, reading that series made me an FF fan, where I'm like, okay, that's why I picked up #1, because I started reading the original series. And I've heard from some people that #2 is better than #1. So hopefully they are picking up some momentum, you know. And I was listening to somebody else, and I don't know who it was. It might have been We Love Comics, where he made a comment around don't pick up the #1. I'm paraphrasing, right? Don't pick up the #1, because Marvel knows everyone's going to pick up the #1, and they're not going to waste a really great story or character or whatever it is on a #1, because everyone's going to buy it. So I don't know if there's some truth in that. Maybe there is, who knows? But maybe that, you know, Fantastic Four #1 may prove that theory. Who the heck knows, you know? And then we'll see what that Return of Wolverine looks like. So I don't know. Original FF was great. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. There was another point that I was going to make. Who knows? Anyway, so can you thumbs up mobile while... Oh, thank you, brother. Can you thumbs up on mobile while... Oh, you know what, White Whale Comic? I don't know. Because I was going to give C. Woodard a thumbs up earlier today when I was driving, and I couldn't figure out how to do it on the mobile. So I'm not sure if there is a way to give someone a thumbs up. I'm not sure. Evan is asking if I have comics, IG, or just fitness. So I have both, brother. So for Instagram, because that is my primary social media platform, my fitness stuff is FitNupe, FITNUPE 1911. And then everything else is RegieCollects. So Instagram, RegieCollects, RegieCollects at Gmail. You'll get the comic side. So FitNupe 1911 and RegieCollects are the two Instagrams. Just picked up the complete run of Secret Invasion. Very nice, Victor. Very nice. Comic YouTube community is life. Yeah, no doubt about that one. All right, so good stuff. So I appreciate it. So last plug that I'm going to give is one for myself. I just released a new series, and some people have watched it already and kind of commented. I just released a new series called Random Runs, right? Like, so by and large, if you watch my channel and if you watch certain people's channels, all you really see are like keys and expensive books. And it leads one to believe that that's all that people collect, right? That leads you to believe that that's all that I collect. I'm actually surrounded here by comics. I don't have, 10,000, 20,000, but I have a lot of comics, and not all of those comics are worthy of what people have begun to call the wall of truth. But they are still really cool books, right? And I remember riding my bike to the comic shop every single week to pick up books, because I didn't have a pull list until I was an adult, like a couple of months ago, right? So I used to go to the comic shop every week or whatever it was to pick up books, to see what was out. And so I was a fan. I was a collector of every book, not just keys or important books. And so what I decided to do was to create a new series that I'm calling Random Runs. And the idea behind Random Runs is to highlight books in my collection, random runs, not complete runs, but random runs of books that don't necessarily get the attention or notoriety that maybe they deserve, right? Because these books that sit in our long boxes are important books, right? They're not valuable, but they're still important books because they tell wonderful stories. They have great covers. Many of mine are signed. Don't remember getting them signed, but I at some point met Mark Bagley, right? But what I've done is I've recorded a couple of videos called Random Runs, where I actually share books from my collection that are not wall worthy, but deserve some attention. So I put one up today. It is featuring the New Warriors. Many of the books are signed by Mark Bagley from back in the day. And there are some holes in the run, but it was a fun video to put together. I hope that you guys take a couple of minutes to watch it. I also hope that you can leave me a couple of thumbs up on this video. And certainly when the video gets posted, if you want to come back and make some comments, I appreciate all of that stuff. I know that you guys have some choices when it comes to YouTube and the content that you watch. I absolutely appreciate you guys joining me for these live streams because I have a blast. I appreciate you guys commenting on the various videos that I put up. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. So what are you guys talking about here? Only 14 issues away from completing the Punisher War Journal Volume #1. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So you guys got some good stuff on. I love it when you guys are just in here chatting. So, all right, so we are going to get ourselves out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Johnny Dakota, thank you, brother, for joining the chat and getting people to give those thumbs up. You guys have a good one and check out my video. Stay tuned for Trivia Night.